What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Utah Airguns channel. Today we have a gun that I have been really enjoying shooting, and I say that about every gun that we introduce to the channel because they're genuinely fun to shoot, but this one has really kind of piqued my attention. It's scratching that part in my brain, and it is the Taipan Slash. Now this is a newer version. This in specific is the tactical model. There's a few variations of the Slash, the tactical being, it looks tactical. It has a rail, it has M-lock all around. The reason why I am such a big fan of this rifle is, one, it's semi-auto. Now, some air guns struggle with semi-auto. They struggle with a little bit with reliability, but mostly accuracy. It's marginal. Like you can put it on steel and stuff, but you can't really have a precision-oriented semi-auto air rifle. And I think the Slash has achieved that. I guess I'll add to that a precision-oriented semi-auto rifle that shoots slugs. And that is where the Slash is doing really well, and that's why I'm so excited to have been able to shoot this gun a lot. I'm probably going to buy one. I've said that a lot about air rifles, but I'm actually going to buy one of these because this one's just so satisfying to shoot. You'll see why when we go down in the range. Got it. That's not bad. Let's hit this cowboy. This is fun. Let's just go over, what I like about this rifle, what is new about it. Starting from the back, you get a carbon bottle, which is nice. You get higher pressure, a little bit more shot count. It does use a probe. I don't usually like probe filling guns because I always seem to forget these. Just ask RB when we go on very important trips. I forget probes, but that's not a huge deal. You got the regulator up above the bottle. It has a unique system for cocking and decocking. It's just this little lever here so that you can, when you store it, you can decock it so you're not fatiguing any springs. It's got a nice butt pad back here. It is adjustable for reg pressure. It's a little bit more of a process, but it's not, it's not a pain. It's not like adjusting a reg on your impact, but there's just a few more steps to it. So you can bump the power up, which is nice. The mag and feeding system is kind of unique, and I think this is where they squeeze a little bit of their accuracy out. Let me set this gun down for a second. But you feed it right there. Their mags are billet. They're very nice, high quality. But if you look, we'll get some B-roll of this, but in each chamber, there is a small polymer detent ball. And so you'll go and seat each slug, and there are two different mags that it comes with. One is for slugs and one is for pellets. This is the slug mag. But after you've pushed each slug in, it comes with this little tool that has a bunch of little kind of teeth on it, and you'll use that to seat fully each slug, and it'll push it past that detent. And I think they're squeezing some accuracy out of that by having a very consistent seating procedure. Most of the time with other semi-auto guns, you'll just put all the pellets in and then it has a cap to just retain those so they can shift back and forth, and that kind of affects how that pellet is pushed into the barrel and into the riflings. So this just keeps it super consistent. They're all seated at the exact same depth. So that adds some consistency to it and therefore adds more accuracy. So that's really cool. But you'll just insert your mag right here. There's a little bolt that you'll slide back, and that whole magazine just hinges on that bolt right there, and you're ready to go. Coming up to the trigger guard. Your safety is in the trigger guard up in front of the trigger. This has a great trigger. It's a very nice, clean break, which is kind of, it's not unheard of, but for a semi-auto to have a nice trigger in air rifles, for me, that's a big deal. So this has a great trigger. And then going up like I talked about before, the tactical version has a fully enclosed rail with M-LOK slots all over, and it is integrally moderated, and it is quiet. Like, this is very quiet. I'm really excited for you guys to hear this in the range. But so far I've been getting pretty decent shot count. I think 3 mags. We're pushing a 22 grain slug in the, if I remember right, I think low to mid 900s. So it's pushing lighter slugs, obviously, but with some authority. So that's really good. We've just got a element scope on here for now. Overall, the construction and quality of the build is really, really high. It's basically all metal. It's kind of on the heavy side, but not so much where you wouldn't want to take it hunting. But yeah, overall the fit and finish is fantastic. There's basically no plastic on it, which is nice. Right out of the box, it looks and feels like a very high quality gun. It is on the expensive side. I mean, that's what you'd expect for a gun that's performing like this. So, all right guys, I'm in a different shirt because this is another day. We wanted to show the difference between the Slash Tactical and the Slash Standard. So this is the Slash Standard, and you can see really the only difference is the rail. This one, the rail is down on the bottom. It still has a good amount of M-LOK slots, but it does increase, you know, kind of the height of the bottom of the rail over the barrel. You don't get that full barrel protection, and it does decrease the amount of M-LOK slots. And I'll clarify, for those of you who don't know what M-LOK is, it is these small cutouts in the rail that allow you to attach M-LOK compatible Picatinny rails and accessories. So it's a little cam system that slides in here and is very strong and secure. So we could put, you know, pick rails on the bottom so that we can attach bipods, and rails on the side so that we can attach lights and lasers. And that's the same thing that you do on the Tactical, but you just have a lot more options if you want to add top rail to add any kind of clip-on thermal or night vision or lasers and stuff on the side. That just gives you that option. So that is the main difference. Everything else from the rail back is basically identical to the Tactical. Now that we've talked about it a lot, let's go and see if it delivers. We'll go down in the range and shoot it. All right, we're gonna shoot a few groups with the Slash Tactical. I've also got the chrono set up so I can just feed you the velocities to say how consistent it is. But I'm gonna start, let's get that set up a little bit better. Shoot the bottom left target. I'm just gonna do a 5-shot group, slow fire to not affect its refresh rate, and see what kind of consistency we can get. .947, that shot went way left. .951. 949. 948. 932. I'm gonna shoot one more just because that one was a fluke. 953. So I'm gonna say that first one was a bad slug. That went like way left. That was kind of weird. But now, on the right target on the bottom, I'm gonna do a fast 5-shot group just to see if it maintains that accuracy. And I know the velocity will kind of deteriorate through the shot string just because of the speed. But let's see what kind of accuracy we can get going fast. They kind of went a little low and left, but that's still a decent group. So now I'm gonna shoot one more group, and it's just gonna be a full mag just to see how consistent it'll be throughout the whole mag. And if you're wondering, we are shooting the 22 grain FX hybrids, and they shoot really good. So this will be a great little hunting setup. Being quiet, semi-auto, kind of lightweight. It's a little on the heavy side, but not like a fully built out impact. So we did find one unfortunate thing about the rail and the shroud being very close to the rail is that normal M-LOK screws are too long and will interfere, so you won't be able to properly mount any M-LOK to this rail. So you can see they kind of scratched the shroud, and you might be able to get around that with modifying screws, like cutting them shorter, but then it's a matter of those screws not being long enough to engage the threads on the little cam lock piece. So that is unfortunate. Still a very accurate and very reliable gun, which I think that redeems itself pretty well, but it does kind of suck that you can't run your normal, you know, accessories that you would want to on this rail. Now I'm just gonna do slow fire, top right target, the whole mag. All right, that's not bad. It's all staying around 945. And that is 2 mags. We could probably get a third out of it. So that's not bad at all. Let's pull that back and see what it looks like. So we had, that was our first group. That was that weird flyer, went way left. That was the second kind of speed group, and then that is our whole mag. So that's definitely killing accuracy. You could still be taking headshots on animals. It might need to be cleaned, honestly. I might need to run a patch through it because I have put quite a few rounds through this barrel since we've started playing with it because it's so fun. But it has definitely shot better groups than that before. And we'll show some of those in this video. We just didn't have on-camera footage, so you just have to trust me. Okay, so that's the first group. That was 4 shots, basically same hole, and then I pulled that one low and left. And then that was the fast fire group. So I think that hole is 2 shots and then the rest. So it was just like boom, 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 boom. And then that was just checking 0 when we pulled it out of the box. And that, without the flyer, that's silly accuracy for a semi-auto. So yeah, Taipan Slash is sick. Let's shoot some speed now. All right, I'm gonna see how fast we can run that little KYL rack down there. Got it. That's not bad. Let's hit this cowboy. This is fun. I like this gun. All right, guys, that is the Taipan Slash Tactical. I'm a huge fan. You saw accuracy, you saw speed. It's extremely quiet. It has a little bit of a steeper price tag, but I think it 100% delivers on the price. So I would highly recommend it. I think I'm definitely gonna pick one up for myself. This is gonna be an awesome hunting gun. We'll definitely get some hunting time on it, but yeah. Hope you guys liked it. Let us know your thoughts on the Slash or any other semi-autos you wanna see next up on the channel. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe when we see you on the next one.